Hi friends, welcome to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Caitlin and I like to do eyeshadow palette ranking and review videos as well as the occasional other beauty content sprinkled in. So if any of those things sound interesting to you, you should definitely hit that subscribe button because I post 1 to 2 videos a week, although lately it's been more like 2 videos, but I don't want to jinx it, so I'm going to keep saying 1 to 2 videos a week. For those of you that are not new here, my face is happy that you are seeing it again, and today I am coming at you with an eyeshadow palette review, and we are going to do a first impressions review of the Nomad Cosmetics Fetes De Provence palette. And what was I going to say? Oh, I typically do first impressions reviews on my channel and then continue to rank palettes new and old as I use them. So if you're curious about how my opinions on this palette evolve, it's another good idea to subscribe. But if you're curious about my initial thoughts on this palette or just seeing this palette in action, hit that like button and let's go ahead and get on into it. Nomad does such a good job of just how they package things and send it to you and their branding and theming. So I always like to look at the stuff that they sent with it. So first of all, they sent this little postcard that has somebody pouring wine, which that sounds delicious. I might have some later today, but back of the postcard says, "Celebrate the sweet life on a journey to Provence. We are so excited to share our new palette and first ever lip gloss." I did not purchase the lip glosses. I'm sorry if you were curious about those. I just don't like sparkly lip glosses, so I knew that those weren't for me. But anyways, enjoy these colorful goodies in the warm summer sun, sipping rosé or having la glace. Thank you always. Okay, and then says the story. A destination of delights, Provence is graced with rolling lavender fields, honey-hued villages, and a sparkling coastline. In tree-lined towns, weekly markets entice the senses with colorful delicacies, while seasonal festivals celebrate the pleasures of Provençal? How do you say that? I don't know. Life. Follow your nose and indulge your taste buds to find La Belle Vie in Provence. Palette, colorful garden of pink, roses, and sunflower yellows matched with soft lavenders and deep aubergine. 10 buttery mattes and 5 sparkling shimmers. And the cause. Bees make the garden of delights possible, and with this launch we are so proud to support the Bee Conservancy. And I am proud to support the Bee Conservancy by purchasing this palette because we need bees. They also sent this little bag of lavender, and because of that, the palette kind of has like, the box of the palette has like a lavender scent. Oh my god, I love the smell of lavender. So anyways, I think basically no, this says something a little bit different. So this is the outer carton. It just says, buttery and rich shades formulated with extra fine pigments for vivid color payoff, infused with sweet almond oil to help smooth and moisturize skin, 10 delectable mattes and 5 delightful shimmers, celebrating La Belle Vie of Provence. Which is cool. So this is very matte heavy, but still get some shimmers. This is cruelty free and vegan, and I think the open container's on here. The open carton container, whatever, is 12 months, which is not terrible, but I don't know. I always get confused when powder shadows have like a 12-month open container versus like 24 months. I feel like that's more the standard, but I've also seen some that have only like a 6 month, so what do I know? It's probably something in the formula. But this was designed on location in Provence, France, manufactured at Nomad Labs in China, and then it's distributed out of Nomad like headquarters in Dallas, Texas. So there you go. That's everything. This, after we get rid of the carton, this is what the palette packaging looks like. That is the back. There's a cute little cartoon bee on that. So yeah, and then it has the open container, cruelty free, yada yada yada. All that is on the back of the actual palette too. So here we go. Here is the inside. I love it. I made a mess of mine when I swatched it, but I have not played with this palette yet. I have just swatched it. My idea for my look today is to recreate a look that I saw Glam by Cheyenne do on Instagram. I'm obsessed with her. She is who did my makeup for my wedding, so I think she's amazing. But she did kind of like a berry, like a very deep like berry matte situation, and then went from like a pastel yellow to like kind of a pastel blue, but I think that's where we're going to pull in the pastel purple. Her look was all matte, so I might just be using mattes in this look, but if I can find a way to work in a shimmer, I will. So anyways, I've already primed my eyelids with the Smashbox 24-hour eyeshadow base. That's my preferred eyeshadow base, so that's what I did. So I think what I'm going to start with is the shade Rosé in the crease. And I meant to wash my brushes before this video, but I did not. So, and then I should address the hair. I'm wearing the clip-in extensions, the Courtney, like half up, half down for insert name here, but I'm just wearing the like down extensions. Like obviously my hair's not up in a ponytail. So anyways, that's what I have going on. So I am very familiar with the Nomad formula. I have quite a few palettes of theirs. I've been a fan of theirs for a while. So I don't really foresee having any issues with this, but you know, every palette is different, every shade is different, and you never know if a brand changes things up or if, you know, their formula just doesn't work for a certain type of shade, but usually the quality on their palettes is pretty good. Would you all want to see a ranking video of all of my Nomad Cosmetics palettes? I think I have all but like 2 palettes that they've launched since the launch that they did with the Orient Express palette, because I think I skipped the Shanghai and Cartagena Magica palettes. I think those are the only 2 that I don't have that they've launched since Orient Express. I'm pretty sure they launched like Tokyo and some other ones before that, but I have quite a few palettes from them. So let me know down below if you would like to see a ranking of just my Nomad Cosmetics palettes. I would love to do that. I don't know if I'll do it in the style that I'm going to circle back on my Melt one with, where I did a look with each palette and then did like a bracket with those looks, unless you all really enjoy that, and then maybe I will. I'll think about it. I'm hoping these palette launches slow down because I have this palette. I just reviewed the Martine's Diner one, and then the Blend Bunny Primal's coming to me, and then you bet your bottom dollar I'm buying that Ace Beauté one, and then I guess it's just those 3, but it just feels like a lot. Okay, next up I'm going to go in with Vendange, and what brush do I want to use? I think I am going to use this Morphe M453. Oh, I don't think I said what brush I was using before. It's a Morphe JS8. It's a big fluffy brush, and yeah, I bought that brush a long time ago solely because it was pink and at Ulta, and I didn't realize that it was a collab. So anyways, not a supporter of that person, but that's not what this video is about. I'm just, in case you're curious why I use those brushes. This is a really pretty shade. I'm a big fan of that. Oh, and I don't know if you can see, but I did have some eyeshadow staining, or like staining on my lid from the, I used the red shimmer in the Martine's Diner palette yesterday. Although at this point it's just gonna look like it's in the same spot that this is going right now, so it doesn't really matter. But for those of you that watch every video and were curious on how the Martine's Diner palette was going, it did stain. That red shimmer did stain, but not too bad. It was okay. And I'm doing a colorful look today, so with a similar shade, so staining doesn't bother me. Next I'm gonna go actually with Fetes De Provence, and I think I'm gonna take, this is actually a Lunar Beauty brush that came with the Life's a Drag palette, so she's an oldie but a goodie, but I'm gonna take this like kind of flat fluffy side, and we're gonna go in with this purpley matte. I don't know why I'm trying to use this like standing mirror when I could just go like this. All right, I'm gonna tap back over that with Vendange, just because I felt like I lost that a little bit. And just that same Morphe brush we started with, just kind of softening those edges. I mean, I think these are all working pretty good together. I'm not really noticing any major issues. All right, so then I'm actually going to go into Haute des Alpes. I think Haute Alpes. I don't know. I took French a long time ago, so I don't know how to say all these words. I'm gonna take this Morphe M321 brush. It's just shaped like that, and this is the black shade. We added the black again, going back in with Fetes De Provence, tapping over where that black shade was just put down, and now I'm just kind of tapping it over the black shade, just to kind of have it be more purpley, and then again with fondage over all of that. I mean, this is really blending out nicely, so I'm pretty happy with it so far. And yeah, I mean, that blend is good. So now what I'm thinking, and this is what I did in the Martine's Diner look, and I don't know if anybody has been upset with me yet, because I cut it with my white matte fluid eye paint from About Face, but I think I'm gonna do that again. I'm not gonna totally cut it. I just wanna paint it a little bit. Just make sure I have like a totally clean base that I'm working with in this inner corner where I'm putting these pastel shades. So this is a Real Techniques, I don't know what brush. Oh, it's at the top. It's Real Techniques with Victoria Lynn, and it's the 041. So it's this pointed brush. I don't know that this was the best brush for that, but that's all right. And this doesn't need to be super clean, so, because it's not meant to be a cut crease. I just want to give it a bright base to sit on. Just tapping over that with my finger to help mess it up a bit. I think in Cheyenne's look it was more of a like neon yellow in the front, but I think we'll be okay in doing like a pastel one. I think it'll still look pretty. It'll just be kind of different. If you see chunks, it's because I still think I had some Danessa Myricks stuff on there. Okay, like flakes on there. So I'm going to take my Sigma inner corner brush. This is the E46. I'm going in with the shade Champs de Tournesol. It's the pastel yellow. We're just covering up. Oh God, I dipped into the wrong shade. I love all these brands putting like little imprints into the pans now. Like, I just love that that's like the normal thing that happens. I know Nomad's been doing it, and like they used to do it in some of the pans. They'd have cute little things, and I think they'd have their logo in others, but now they just do cute little shapes in all the pans. Okay, I'm making a little bit of a mess, and I'm also realizing this is a very similar color story to the look that I did with the Martine's Diner palette. But, whoops. Okay, so next up is going to be Champs de Lavande. Champs de Lavande. I think that's how you say that. I don't know. It is the like lavender shade. Okay, so I'm going to take this Morphe M421. It's a tiny little flat brush. I'm just going to pack that lavender shade on. And this is exactly what I was wanting. Oh my gosh, I love this. Okay, so now we look different than the Martine's Diner palette. This look has changed, or that lavender shade alone changed the vibes. And I feel like these are pretty pigmented pastels. Like, I'm feeling these. Okay, so at this point, this is a 15 pan eyeshadow palette, and I've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've used 6 shades, which 6 shades is not terrible, but it is less than half. So let me see here. Maybe we'll work in this Savon de Marseille shade, which is, I don't know. It's a shimmer. I don't know. Hold on. Okay, let me think about this. I'm putting Marche de Provence right here to help blend the lavender into the darker matte that we have going on. I'm gonna kind of just like this. But is this a helpful review? I don't know. Do I turn this into a 2 looks and do another look tomorrow so I can test out the shimmers for you all? You already know, because I will have labeled this either a 2 looks or a first impressions review. Yeah, I am going to do the rest of my base makeup and then come back because I really like how this look is. So I don't think I really want to add anything to it, but maybe I'll put a shimmer on the lower lash line. We will see. Sorry if you can hear the noise in the background. I think that's my husband vacuuming. It is what it is. I did add some shimmer. So I did the same thing that I did with the mattes up top. I did the same process on the bottom here, and this mascara got everywhere, but anyways, and then I did add Boucher de Rhône on the, I just tapped it where the Champs de Lavande and then the Marche de Provence, like where those 2 shades met, I just tapped it over that so that I had like a hint of sparkle and could kind of speak to the shimmers. But yeah, this is the finished look. What do we think? I am really happy with it. I think this look is really pretty. If you're curious about what's on my face, I do have the Odin's Eye Solmon Sunlight Love Blusher in Sunset Clouds as my blush, the Solmon Moonlight Feel Highlighter in Pink Star as my highlight. I'm using the House Labs Light Level 3 bronzer in my waterline. I have the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in Extra Frosting. On my lips, we have the Milk Makeup Lipstick in Low Key. And then for lip gloss, I have the Huda Beauty Lovestone. It says Lovestone Lip Balm. Maybe it's a balm, not a gloss. And then lashes are the Unearthly Cosmetic Lashes in Dreamlike. So yeah, so anyways, that's what's on my face. Let's talk about the palette. So I have used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I used 7 out of 15 shades, so almost half. So not bad. I will say that I didn't notice super huge differences in formula of the shimmer swatches. I love how this is laid out where it's like light mattes, dark mattes, shimmers in the middle like that, and then it's like pink row, reddish row, yellow row, purple row, gray row. Like I just love how they laid this out. This Boucher du Rhône shade I think was my favorite shimmer from the swatch, although Fleur de Mimosa is that's going to be a really fun shade to use as well. So I'm excited to try that out. I decided not to make this a 2 looks video just because I don't love how long those end up being with editing and stuff, but I'll definitely be playing around with this palette. If you don't already follow me on TikTok or Instagram, my name is katelynhousemakeup, one word, on both of those platforms, and I do post lots of different stuff over there. So if you're curious about seeing this palette in action, definitely recommend following me on those too. But yeah, I really like the palette. I think the mattes were really nice. They blended really nicely. I really like this color story. I think the shimmers are pretty. Oh, this is what I was going to say. Flute Corset it looks pretty on like the finger swatch. Like right here, you're like, oh, I can see it's kind of pink with a blue shift. But when I swatched it on my arm, it was kind of like lackluster. Like you can kind of see that blue shift So I don't know. I'll be curious to see how that one performs on the eye. Like I said, I like to do ranking videos each month of the palettes that I use. So in the month of August, I'll rank all of the palettes I used in July. So I'll get more time to play with this. And then by the time I post that video in August, I'll probably have more rounded out thoughts on this palette. But overall, I really enjoy this. It's the same good quality that I feel like Nomad typically puts out. So if you were interested in this palette but wanted to see some reviews, I think you'll enjoy it. If you like Nomad's formula typically, if you've never tried Nomad's formula, I think this might be a good one to start with. This one and either, I think this one in Iceland might be my two favorites. I don't know. Let me know, like I said, if you want to see a Nomad ranking video, and then I can give you my actual favorite Nomad palette. But anyways, that's it from me for today. So I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.